Yeah, I thought so too. These ladies wanted to say a quick word about their own background and how they came to Rendezvous. Now, who's going to do that speaking? You all are. I love it. Here you are, Lake LaMarche, Marge.
Thank you, Tyson. First of all, we'd like to say kudos to all of the volunteers, all of the people who put this show on the road, because it takes everything you've got, and we know that. You're remarkable people, and you deserve a lot of recognition. So I just would like to share with you how we got to where we are, really, because we all started with Rendezvous as a volunteer before we started shuffling. And I think it's important to just share this with you because, like, we've all been around for a long time, and many of you are new, and you weren't around when we started because, like, you weren't born. Yeah, as Lindsay is so fond of pointing out to me, I wasn't born. So I'd like to let you know what all of us have done with our years with Rendezvous, even before we started shuffling. So I'm going to go last. Tell us you were born. We practiced a long time.
I got sucked in by the executive director of the day, and once you're friends with an executive director, you must coordinate events. So that was 1992 or something. And so I coordinated events, got on the board, and then I was on the board with Marge and thought, well, why can't I do that?
You were treasurer too.
I was treasurer, I was secretary, and oh yeah, coordinated the Sands for many, many years. And then I said, enough of that stuff. I'm just going to be a shuffler and manage 12 girls, and that's plenty, thank you very much. And it's a way to stay in Rendezvous and still have fun. So, but as a snowshoe shuffler, it will be going on 23 years.
My name's Blackjack Jane, and I started out a little bit of can-can in the early 80s. And let's see, what else then? Kids Devu for about 10 years. And the Mimicking Musical for 9 years, which was part of Rendezvous. Did I say Kids Devu? Yeah, Kids Devu for 10 years. And then I joined the Shufflers. And I've been with the Shufflers now for 14 years.
Well, I came to the Yukon 40 years ago, but my real life started when I met Marge. And she said, "Hi, I'm Marge. What are you doing this weekend?" And I went, "I don't know." And then suddenly I was on the board, and you know, many years of judging and helping to coordinate stuff. I joined the Shufflers 20 years ago, and I hope that I can go for another 20. And then we will create the Golden Girls again.
So you were born into it? I was born into it. My name is Gulpan Leanne. I used to be a skinny girl. Luscious Leanne back then. It's been a while since then. I've also been on the board at the Legion, and I would like to say that I'm very happy that I was part of the chili contest creation, which is awesome. That is still going strong, but it's also helped me to fill out and become the voluptuous woman I am today. I've been a shuffler since, I think my coat says 2016, but I also did my pre-shuffler initial year in 2008 after I was finished being a skinny girl.
Hi, I'm Lucky Strike Lindsay. I started shuffling about 10 years ago. How I got brought into the group is I was a Rendezvous Queen winner, and then I wasn't on the board, but the old ladies needed a new puppy.
And she's still our puppy.
I'm still a puppy, so I'm hoping at some point I will give up that title and have a new puppy.
Hi, I'm Mystical Melanie, and Marge and I were just reminiscing. The very first year I was 23, so just 2 years ago. And Marge came to me to get her hair done, and she said, you need to join Rendezvous. So I think I was only on the board for a year, and we decided to get the tent. So I organized the tent the very first year, the first 2 years. And then became a shuffler shortly thereafter, and was also Queen Mom. Crazy. And I took over Myrna Kingscote. I think Myrna was the only one who was ever Queen Mom. And I took over from Myrna. Let me tell you. Big shoes to fill, and have been a shuffler for 20-ish years as well. And our baby shuffler is my boy.
I'm Gold Dust Darlene, and Marge tried to rope me into being on Rendezvous for a long time, and then I finally agreed, and I spent either 4 or 5 years on the board as the secretary, the treasurer, the secretary-treasurer, and many things. I didn't actually have a particular job. I just volunteered wherever they said they needed somebody, so I did that for a while, and I have now been a shuffler since 2001, so this is my 20th year. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's all Marge's fault. And I turned 59 years young today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darlene. Happy birthday to you.
Hey y'all, I'm Kusua Reba, and thank you. My Rendezvous career started in the winter of 2008, where what is now known as the Quest for the Crown was the Queen competition. So I participated. I was crowned Queen in 2009, and subsequently joined the board, and I was on the board for 10 years, with my roles being Director, Vice President of Development, and then the President of the Board of Directors. And thank you. Yeah. Great people now, great people to work with then, and my shuffler career is now just 4 years old. So 2016 is when I started shuffling. Also Marge's fault, but I don't blame her for that. I think that's amazing.
My name is Tina Karina. I have never been a skinny chick. I've always been slightly larger than a bread box. I moved to Yukon about 13 years ago. I went to the community. I've lived most of my stay in the communities, and I had no idea what Rendezvous was. But 11 years ago, I met this bevy of beautiful babes, and I got to wear one of Marge's old skirts, and it possessed me, and it became my goal in life to become a shuffler. I'm the newest, not the youngest shuffler. This is my first Rendezvous I've just finished, so I'm almost a year. I got involved with Rendezvous because of my husband. We met 7 years ago. And he was the head judge for the Rendezvous Queen, so I became a fill-in judge when I got voluntold that I was judging at times, and I was the pit crew for the shufflers, and did that. Yeah. So I just thought it was cool because I got to wear corsets all the time. And then I decided that I'd run for Rendezvous Queen. And in 2016 I was first princess. And then I'd come into Whitehorse for Rendezvous, and then I was told, well, we're thinking about making you a shuffler, but you have to live in Whitehorse. So I quit my job, and I moved to Whitehorse, and I waited for 3 years, and then I became a shuffler. And I've also done MCing, and I participate in Madame Trapper. I've done that for a few years. I got dethroned this year, but I'm a shuffler, so who cares?
1977. And, oh, stop. And you know, I don't remember a lot of it, but I just had a really great time and I knew I had to live here. This was a remarkable place, so I went back and I quit my job and I moved to the Yukon. Had to. So then I participated in Rendezvous and I thought, it all just happens. Everybody just does what they do and it just happens. And then my friend became the manager of Rendezvous. I was home with 2 little kids, hadn't worked for a while. My confidence was in the basement. So I said, I can type. I'll come and help you guys, I can type. So I went in to volunteer in the Rendezvous office, and that was 84. And then I was on the board, but you have to be important and you have to know a lot to be on a board. So I never talked. I just sat there and helped out. And then 85, I kind of had my feet underneath me. And then, so Rat River Mary and I, she was on the board, Mary Fitton. And so there was going to be, she was away in England, and I said, we're going to do a special cabin fever skit at the Queen crowning. So Mary came home and I said, oh my God, we got to put something together. I have no idea what we're doing. And so we were going to do Robert service and we started drinking wine. And before the wine was done, it had evolved into the snowshoe can-can. Red wine. So it was only supposed to be a one-time only cabin fever skit. Yeah, and that was 1985. So Mary and I did this for the next 5 years. We even got ourselves to Expo. We were turned down, but they said you can go as a volunteer, and we said, damn right, we're going. And we went, took a picture of ourselves and sold our buttons, and we got to Expo. And we were in front of the Yukon Pavilion for 2 weeks, 2 hours every morning from 10 to noon. And we had 2 minutes and 10 seconds worth of talent. We rode it hard. So then at Expo, we ran around and we went, whenever there was a TV person or radio person, we just accosted them because we were volunteers and you can't fire us. So we got a lot of mileage for the Yukon and we got ourselves on the map. But anyway, came back, we weren't done having fun, so we carried on with that. But when we were in Edmonton, we were invited for Klondike Days after we crashed this dinner one night. So we were invited, and we saw this show they have down there called Dapper Dan, and it was all about the boys, and they had swimsuit, ball gown, fun things. And I said to Mary, we can do that, and we can do that better. And in 1986, we started the Sourdough Sam competition. 1986. Yep, from my kitchen table. That's where it started. So we've had a lot of fun, and we're not done, and we know what it takes. To all of you behind the scenes, you guys are champions. Thank you. Oh, how many years? So collectively between us, we've been dancing for 174 years between us. Yeah.
You don't look a day over 170.
Thank you, sir. So we're going to do a little soft shoe snowshoe for you here again tonight. We're going to do the Charleston first and then another couple of routines over to Lorraine.
Okay, clap. That's what I'm just going to say. You all know how this works. You've seen this enough times. You better clap.